this thing up, and the phone's going to go right overboard. Well, Cagliari is about 15 miles ahead of us, and once again the wind forecast has been almost 180 degrees backwards, but I'm not complaining. Got about 8 knots of wind. We're making about 4 knots, and 3 hours, something like that, we'll be up there making water. The sun is shining. Chrisalita did all the laundry today while we were offshore. Life is good. So maybe I should shut up. I like the guy who said, oh, now she's talking to the birds down in the room. Yeah, the guy told me, he said, the mics, you don't need the mics. There wasn't that much wind. You just need to stop talking so much. All right, I'll stop talking so much. Here you go. Let me see if I pop this outside. More faith in it. Draggers out there dragging the water troll. Beautiful. Six and a half knots of wind, 3.5 knots of, or 3.3 knots of speed. And if the wind keeps dying, we might have to do something. This is something I haven't shown you before on my chart plotter. So we have a whole bunch of information here. You can see we've got the radar on. We've got the painting the AIS targets. You can click on the AIS and it will show you information, its name, its call sign. But the important things is it will tell you like how far away it is, how fast it's going, and what our time to closest point of approach would be if that was an issue, but obviously they're anchored. The radar is a Doppler radar, so you can see static targets are black, targets that are moving away from us turn green, targets that are getting closer to us turn red. It's kind of cool, but I also connected this to my electrical system, to the Victron Serbo. And with this, it tells all kinds of things. Like for an example, right now, minus the 200 or 300, I think it's probably 300 watts or something like that I'm using to make water, we're still putting 736 watts of solar in. I've got 85 watts of AC loads. That's probably powering some chargers, but mostly the Starlink antenna. We've got 219 watts of DC loads. Those would be like the refrigerator and the freezer and the fans and the other refrigerator and all that sort of stuff. All the navigation equipment and that sort of stuff. Then if you look over here, you can see it says that our hot water heater is at 109 degrees. Our refrigerator's at 36.8 degrees. Our freezer's at 16 degrees. And then the humidity in the refrigerator and freezer. All kind of cool stuff here, you know. But I hadn't shown you that before, so I thought that maybe you guys might like to see that. But anyway, this chart plotter here, other than for the radar and for the radar and AIS, and I just put in dummy targets, so I have a, this will tell me how fast we're going, our heading, the depth. This is 2,975 miles since we got to Horta, so we've almost done 3,000 miles since we get to Horta. True wind, apparent wind, time of day, water temperature, distance to destination. I guess it's only 10 miles away. Well, actually, this is you can see I just kind of poked it in there. This, because Garmin, I think I've told you this in other charts and other videos, Garmin has bought Navionic charts, but they won't put them on your previous Garmin stuff, and they're not going to update Garmin stuff. You can pay them $500 like I did, nothing changes. So this is what I have, and it's very subpar. And so even if I bought the Garmin Blue Water chart or whatever they called it for the Mediterranean, and if I did that, it wouldn't be updated because they're putting all their money into Navionics, which I have running right here. So I use Navionics, and I also use Aquamaps as well. Anywho, that's it. We're just pumping along. You can see right now it has arrival at 17:47, so just about dinner time. We should get in there and be able to get a. The wind is supposed to be picked up really nasty. This thing, and look, the last video I gave you, I told you I was going to get out ahead of the Irish lads and tell them, hey, maybe we ought to reconsider doing this 15-mile run. Maybe we ought to do the whole full 30 miles because it's going to be harder to do it tomorrow. Well, that wind shift came a lot earlier because that wind shift wasn't supposed to happen until later on tonight, and for a while we had a headwind, but now it's switched around behind us. Well, actually, I'll say 129. So if I pull this over here, you can see the wind's over here. So I guess it's, who knows? All I can say is both windy and predict wind have been having it very wrong. So in not wanting to go ahead into 15 to 20 knots of wind tomorrow, I figure it's beautiful. We'll just go nice and slow, and we can always start the engine if we want, but we don't really have to do that. So so we'll just keep kind of cruising here at 3 or 4 knots and get in there at supper time. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure to do all that fun YouTube stuff. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Hit like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody. And thank you so much for those of you that have bought us around. If you want to buy us around, hit the super thanks button, or run over to Patreon. I'll put a link in the description, and you can become a patron. Thank you guys so much. Take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.